Hi guys, my name is Marcel and I heard some of you might still have problems with drawing faces. Maybe. Just a tad. I know how it feels being surrounded online on social media by artists that are way more experienced than you are, and you just need to know how they do it. What's their approach to art? How do they draw? Been there, I know this. I made a really basic video on how drawing basic faces from the front and from the side. But I figured it would be cool for you guys to actually watch me, how I'm drawing the faces in my style. All the while I explain what exactly I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I just recorded myself while drawing a face and also added some explanations and tips. You can draw along if you wanna, just so you don't have to. Let's take a look at the art supplies that I'm using. Let's keep it simple. All you would need is a piece of paper, any kind of pencil, mechanical, and of course an eraser. Something that I always like to use, even though you don't need it, is an eraser pen. It makes things a lot easier when you're dealing with details like eyes and you need precision while erasing. You don't need it, but it makes life a little bit less of a living hell. Okay, we're set. That's all. Paper, pencil, eraser, and maybe even motivation and a will to live. Last one's optional though. And in case you want to know where I got my eraser or my eraser pen or my pencils from, I linked all of them on my website for you guys to look up. Other than that, let's get started drawing faces like so. Before we start, please don't make the mistake of drawing some 1x1 inch shriveled up mess. You have the whole paper available, so why not use it? Also, in case you're drawing along in real time, you can always just make the video a tad slower with the playback speed. Okay, first things first, a circle for the head. I know, shocker. Now, in case you run into a roadblock here already, I actually made a short tutorial on how to draw a circle. Go ahead and check that one out if you really can't handle this one already. Now, I got used to drawing this guideline that splits the face in half. This doesn't make like a lot of sense for the front view. This is actually more helpful when it comes to more difficult perspectives, but I just got used to using this guideline in basically every view. The only thing that is left now is to connect the circle to this very guideline with a couple of strokes, so we have a complete head. By the way, this is probably the point where most people start having real problems. Depending on how you've literally connected the dots here, your head could turn out really great. Or it could just turn out like a fusion between Minecraft Steve and Johnny Sins. Depending on the proportions here, different characters obviously have different faces, but for simplicity's sake, I'll just keep the default here. Take your time and try to draw a chin with a at least similar angle. I'm also adding a guideline so the eyes stay on the same height. Again, pretty important guideline. I'd say this guideline should be around at least double the height of the chin here. See, that's why I said the chin is important, because if your chin is off, so will be the whole rest of your face. And now, that was the hardest part. No, for real, when I'm drawing my artwork, I always struggle the most with getting a decent looking and symmetrical, good looking base. And once I do, the rest is just filling in the gaps. So if you're the kind of person that struggles with drawing eyes, for example, your problem probably isn't drawing eyes, it's about drawing a base where the eye fits in properly. And by the way, I've uploaded videos on how to fix that very issue, but let's continue with filling in the rest of it. What's left is basically just plain Sudoku. You only have to read the clues on what goes where. Your nose obviously starts in the middle of your face, and it ends roundabout where your jawline starts. I think that's still easy enough. As you can see, I'm just blocking in these facial features, like the mouth, which is next up. Your mouth is within this lower third of your face, so that's where I'm blocking it in. Now, I think we're all aware that most people have problems when it comes to drawing eyes, so you could add just another extra guideline to have the eyes be on the same height. Again, that's not some baby guideline, that's something that I'm doing too, just saying. A habit of mine is always to add a neck as well as the ears, even if they are covered and not visible. I just always like to complete the whole head and neck so that I can estimate where the character's body is actually angled towards. this is not mandatory at all, but this is just the way that I draw faces and heads, and that's nothing but another habit that developed over the years. And why, yes, I also block in the hair sometimes. Sounds redundant, but this could always be a helpful way to tell if the hairstyle has too much volume. Because if you're drawing single strands right away, you can't tell if it's too much or not at a single glance. And now that's that. The blocking stage. Yeah, maybe you can now understand why I'm always insisting on blocking in things, because if you're taking a look at your drawing right now, you can immediately spot if there's something off. So yeah, at this point, I still have one last chance to correct stuff before I start getting to draw the details. But that also means that if you've come this far, you're basically done, because there's almost nothing more that could go wrong here. The eyes are on the same line, you already have the hairstyle roughly planned out, and your will to live hasn't faded, so good job. Let's clean up. I'm erasing everything that's being covered by the hair. That's also another reason why I told you not to draw too small, because if you've drawn big enough, you should be able to erase these parts without much headache. But yeah, with an eraser pen, this is basically a cakewalk. Alright then, details aren't much effort either, at least for the most part. I like to just contour the mouth a bit for starters, and then add some teeth. This right here is also a habit of mine that people have pointed out a lot, drawing open mouths. That way I can make faces look a bit less flat by just, adding a row of teeth and make it look a bit more three-dimensional. I also always like to keep the nose a bit petite, so I'm just adding the nostrils and maybe a shadow. That's everything, nothing more. Now all that's left are the eyes, at least for the rest of the face, and I'm drawing the eyes just like I did it in my tutorial on drawing eyes, and that's pretty much the way that I'm drawing a face. In case you are not just here for the face, but also for the whole head, like the hairstyle, don't worry, we'll also take care of that. For the hairstyle, I always try to envision the origin of where the hair is actually coming from. And now all that I'm doing is to add the strands so they match up with this origin. I also tend to double check from time to time. If you keep this in mind as well, my technique here should be working out quite decently. And that's it. That's at least the way that I'm drawing a face, or more like a whole head. And now that we are done, may I offer you an accord. Here's how it goes. You receive a whole overview of this video in one image, and I receive a like. I think that's a pretty fair deal. So yeah, if you did give this video a thumbs up, go ahead and take a screenshot. Pretty sure this cheat sheet here could help you out sometime. And speaking of helping out, I also have some more tutorials on my channel. Like drawing hair, eyes, poses, and so on and so forth. Go ahead and give them a click. They are pretty okay-ish, I guess. My name's Marcel. I'll see you guys the next time I upload another video.